Hey everyone, this is Mukesh Otwani once again from learn-automation.com. Today we are going to talk about the next locators, and we will also talk about how we can handle the links and other web elements. So in the last lectures we already discussed how to work with ID, class name and name locator, right? We also discussed about the by class. So now we will be extending this video and we will talk about how you can work with XPath, how you can work with CSS, LinkText, PartialLinkText and the tag name. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's open our Selenium package that we have created, and this is the script that we have created so far. So if I open the last script that we have written, this was our script, right, where we have seen how to work with web elements. So we discussed about the few methods. So in case if you haven't seen that video, please go ahead watch, because we will continue from here onwards. So what I will do, I will simply reuse the same script that we have written last time, so that we should not redo the same thing that we have done earlier. So this is the same script that we have written. So those who are coming to this video first time, let me quickly explain you. So let me delete everything, just a second. So in the last lecture, we have seen how do we create the service and how do we pass that service object here. So this is how we are starting our session. We are maximizing our window. We are just opening the web application that we want to automate. Then we are using three different locators. We are using name, we are using ID, and we are using class name. So instead of using this, you can also directly say by dot. So let me quickly change this. So by dot name, this will be by dot ID, and this will be by dot class name. So this was the three locators that we discussed so far, right? So this was the class name. Now I will talk about few more locators. So let's see one by one. So this is our web application. So same, I will right click on this and I will inspect. Now I will use XPath, CSS, LinkText, PartialLinkText. So again guys, we have a dedicated video on XPath and CSS, as you can see on the screen. So before watching this video, I would recommend, if you completely new to XPath and CSS, please watch these videos, and in case if you're already familiar, you can continue from here. So let's say same script if I want to write with the different locators. So you can see I have name and I have ID. So let's say now I want to write XPath here. So let's say again I will say Control F, and I'm going to use this ID. So as we know how to write the XPath, so you can see this is an input tag. So just write input, then I'm using @ symbol. I'm going to write a attribute. So in our case, attribute is ID equal to, and in single quotes or double quotes, I'm going to provide a value. So you can see the moment I say /input bracket @ID equal to text username, and this web element is getting highlighted, right? You can see on the screen. So I will copy this. So instead of using these three locators, let me simply use the new locators. Not new, but yes, we are using first time in our series. So again I will say find element by dot XPath, and I will provide the XPath value, and finally I will say dot send keys. So as we have discussed, send keys will simply perform the type operation. So this is how you can pass the XPath here. Now if I simply take next web element is password. So what I can do now, I can write the CSS here, CssSelector. So I can use this type attribute which is unique. I can use ID name as well. How do we write the CSS? We have discussed. So again I will be writing a tag, so which is input. Then I will simply write @type equal to password. Okay, we don't need to write this @ symbol here. So when it comes to CSS, you just need to set tag name bracket which attribute and equal to what value. So you can see we have only one password field on this web page. So it says one of one matching node. So I will copy this, and this is our CSS guys, CssSelector. So again I will come here. This time I will say driver dot find element by CSSSelector, and again after comma I'm going to paste the CSS selector that we have written, and I'm going to use send keys. So here I'm going to use the same credential admin123. Now this is about login. So for login, as you can see, we have type, name, class, ID, value. I can use all these different attributes. For me, this looks more promising because this value is equal to the text which is displayed. So what I will say again, I will say ID where value equal to login. Very easy. So I will continue with XPath now, but in case if you want to continue with CssSelector, it's totally up to you. I will simply write @value equal to login, and you can see it is highlighting our web element. So I will continue this XPath, and this time again I will say driver.find element by .xpath, and I will provide XPath value, and for this is a button, so I will simply use click method. So this is exactly same thing, but now we have used different locators, right? So 3 plus 2, 5 locators we have seen. Now when it comes to link, I will show you, because this is also a link, this is also a link, so I will show you. But let's say after login to this application, I just want to come to this page and I want to click on this welcome, and then I want to click on this poll. So first of all, after login, you can see we have a text. So either I can use this text, or I can use this class, or I can use this ID as well, because all are seems to be promising. Let me use this welcome poll. Now guys, again this welcome poll will change, because let's say you're doing login with a different user. So it might come up with, let's say, welcome Mukesh or welcome John. But welcome is a text that we can look forward. So you can see right now this is the anchor link. So I will say /A. Now I'm looking for a text, so I will say contains, and then I'm looking for a text, right? Now which text I'm looking? I'm looking for a welcome text. Okay, so now here W is capital. So you can see on the screen it is highlighting. Now it doesn't matter whether it's a welcome poll or any other user. What I'm doing, I'm looking for anchor tag which contains welcome keyword. Okay, so it's highlighting. So what I will do, I will just come here. After that, I want to simply just check it by .xpath. I just want to log in, and then I want to log out, right? So when I click on this particular welcome box or welcome text, this logout is also coming. Now I also want to click on logout. So you can see this logout is also coming as a text. So again, if I just use the same XPath, instead of looking for welcome, I'm looking for a logout. As you can see on this application, as of now, 1 matching node, so I can continue with logout. And again, I will say find element by .xpath, and I will simply provide the value and click. Now there are two things that you need to actually pay special attention. The moment you log in, you can see we got something called dashboard on the home page, on the URL. So this can be one of the assertion, or we can also check if welcome is on the screen, it means we logged in. Maybe you can check like if this directory option or maybe this admin section is present, it means we already logged in. So it's totally up to you. Let's say I just want to verify whether this dashboard is coming in the URL or not. If yes, it means we logged in. So what I will do, I will click on I will just copy this dashboard keyword, and after login, what I will do, I will just say assert find a dashboard keyword in where actually I have to look forward. I have to look forward in the URL. Now the question comes, how do we get the current URL? So you can see we have a property called current URL, which will actually fetch the current URL, which is this in our case. Then we are simply verifying the dashboard keyword. If this exists, it will pass, otherwise it will throw assertion error. In case if you want to just see what is the URL it is printing, I will say URL after login is, I will put comma here, and I will simply say driver dot current URL. It is just for your understanding, I'm printing it, otherwise it's not required. You can directly continue with assert. And after this logout, guys, just notice one thing. The moment I click, it takes 1 second to load this two options, right? About and logout. Since we haven't discussed about implicit wait and explicit wait and the other waits, I'm going to give a small 2 seconds of wait so that our script should not fail. For this, we need to import a time module. This comes by default with Python, so you don't need to install anything. Just say import time. And after welcome, you can simply say time dot. You can see we have a sleep function, which will ask you how many seconds you want to sleep this particular process. I just keep 3 seconds on the safer side. And it should click on logout. Now after logout, you will notice now you can verify whether we are getting this particular login panel or not, whether we are getting these social icons or not, or maybe you can verify this particular URL. This URL contains login now, right? So again, after logout, you can again put a same assert, and you can see I'm expecting a login in driver.current URL, right? And in case again you want to just cross check what is the URL after logout, you can say here after logout, sorry for the spelling mistake, after logout driver.current URL. And if everything goes fine, everything goes smooth, it is going to close your browser, which is we are calling a quit method. So let's see how it works. So just right click, run your particular program, and let's see, again very basic program, and we are using XPath, CSS, and few assert statements. So this assert statement we already discussed, so you can see it logged in, and now it will click on Paul, wait for 3 seconds, click on logout, and here we go. So you can see guys, this is only 2 things we are printing right now. So it is after login, it is able to capture the URL. So it says index.php/dashboard, and after logout, it says login. So it means we are able to assert properly, and this script is going to work perfectly fine. Let's do a negative scenario where I will simply change the credential. Okay. So definitely when we change our credential, definitely our script should fail. So in this case, let's say I just want to enter password, say let's say Mukesh. In this case, definitely these 3 steps will continue without any assertion. But the moment if we say we are expecting a dashboard keyword in the URL, which will not be present, so it should fail, right? So let's say run our script, and here we go. So you can see right now we have not provided in valid credentials. So it says invalid credentials here. But when you talk about your script, you can see it's giving a proper message. It says assertion error. It is not able to assert this dashboard in the current URL. And if you just see, it is also giving you line number. That line number 18 is causing an issue. So the moment you click here, it will actually going to tell you, okay, just click here, and you can see it's not right now, it's actually highlighting, but it's highlighting in a very small or light color, I will say. So you can see it's highlighting at line number 18, we have actual issue. So maybe we can change our, this white theme to a black theme so that you can actually see when we have certain highlights. Okay, so maybe in the next video I will change the theme. I hope it is clear. So this is all about how to use XPath and how to use CSS. Now you can continue with XPath and CSS for any kind of web element. It is not only for these elements you have to do, even it's an image, hyperlink, normal web elements, you can continue with XPath CSS. But in Selenium, we have a dedicated locators which works purely with hyperlinks. Okay, so in the next example, I will show you how do you work with the other 2 locators. So again, I will just copy this script and I will paste into this particular package, and I will just say 5. So this is our program, just expand this and just remove everything. I'm not expecting anything. I just need the browser open and it is the application which I want to automate. Now if you see on the home page, guys, we have a link called forgot your password. Now let's say I just want to click on this link, and the moment I click on this, I want to verify whether I'm redirecting to this page or not. I can simply search for the username reset password and it should send me the reset password link. Okay, so this is just a scenario. Unlike any other normal scenario, you can continue with the next set of statement. Our main motto is to click on this link. So the moment I say right click inspect, okay, again just inspect this, you can see we got a text called forget your password. Now just copy this and come here, just type driver dot find element by dot. You can see we have a locator now called LinkText. As the name says LinkText, it is only going to work with link. If you have any other thing, it will not work. Now if this LinkText is valid, if it is present, it is going to return you web element, right, as usual. So let's say I will store this into a variable called forget link, and let's say forgot link, and then I will click on it. So I will say forgot link dot click. Let's right click and run. It should click on the link. If that link is present, if it is not present, it is going to throw one exception. Okay, and you can see it clicked here and it came to this page. Perfect. Let me do a small change. I will simply remove this question mark. Okay, or maybe I will do a basic thing. I will just make it a small f. And now let's try to run this. So you will see, since we are giving the link text, but it is not going to match because it's case sensitive. Okay, so you will see we will be getting now a proper exception, and this says no such element exception. It is not able to locate this particular element with the link text, and this is the value. And yes, it makes sense because forcefully or purposefully we have changed it. But now there's a next question. Let me close this existing windows. There will be chances, okay, where you will not have the proper, or you will not have a detail or static link every time. Let's say it is dynamic. Okay, so when I say dynamic, that this link might change, like forget your credentials, forget your password, or it might change to forget your username and password. It can be anything. That this part is little dynamic, but this is going to be fixed, right? In that case, link text is not going to help because it is going to expect the same thing. If it is present on the web page, it is going to click. But the moment you have some dynamic link, but some part of the link is static, in that case, you can use now another locator called partial link text. Okay, so what I will do, I will comment this and I will just use it. So instead of link text, I will remove this and I will say partial link text. So you can see this, right? So partial link text is another selector where you just need to provide the partial link text. Let's say if I give only forgot your, in this case it should work because it is expecting partial and this is matching. Now it should work. Okay, so just see, and you can see it clicked here, right? Perfect. So this is just a quick one, but guys, make sure you use again proper partial one. Okay, if the partial text is also not proper, like it's not exactly same, it is going to fail. So let's say in this case, even if I'm giving partial, but if I change from capital F to small f, this is going to fail. Even if you just write forgot, and in this page, as you can see, we have only one link. So even if forgot is matching, where here it is going to click. Okay, So let me quickly show you this also so that you have a clear understanding what exactly this partial linked text will do. Okay. So okay, you can see it clicked here and our program finished with exit code 0 means success. Now before we end this video, I just want to quickly cover by tag name as well, because that is the last locator we have. So in order to work with tag name, okay, we need to also understand a new method called find elements. So far we have worked with find element. It finds the element and it is going to return you web element. But find elements will return you list of web elements, and we need to work with the list of web elements. So let me quickly show you this one as well. So I will not create a separate file. I will directly continue in the same file. I will simply comment this code. And now if you notice, this is our web page, or I will say the application that we want to automate. Now when it comes to tag name, we simply need to provide which tag you are looking for. Okay. So generally we have multiple tags on same page, right? So when I say I am looking for an anchor link, so you can see we have two anchor links. One is this and one is this. Let's say if I say I'm looking for images. So you can see these four are images. We also have this image. So generally tag name works with list of web elements. Okay. So what exactly I will do right now, I will simply right click here and I will click on inspect. Again it's not showing, so let's do it once again. So you can see this is one of the image which is highlighting, right, which is LinkedIn. And if I open another image, so this image is Facebook and so on. So let's say I'm looking for image tag, so I will say driver dot find element by dot, now just put dot and you will see we have a tag name. It says which tag you are looking for. I will say I'm looking for img, which is image. So it should find that particular image and it should return me a web element. Now here's a small trick, guys, that let's say if you are using tag name or any other, let's say locator, if this is matching with multiple nodes, it is going to work on the first element. Okay. Again, I will repeat, let's say if this particular tag, or let's say this particular XPath or CSS, whatever you have written, and whatever value you are providing, if it is giving you multiple match, let's say 10 or 15, and if you try to do some operation, it will always perform on the first one. So let me do one thing. Instead of image, let me take hyperlink so that I can show you some action. So right now you can see in this page, I have one link, two link, and internally these are also a link, right? The moment I say dot click, so what it will do, it will find all the hyperlink on this page and it will click on the first link. So let's do one thing. Let me just right click and run it. Okay, this is also one of the interview question. Let's say if you're using find element, but the value which you're providing is giving you multiple web element. So if you try to do send keys or click, what it will do, it will take the first web element off from that list and it will continue. So as you can see on the screen, we just wrote that I'm looking for anchor link. We had 6 hyperlink, but when I say click, it clicked on the first occurrence. Yes. So don't worry about tag name. It's a very, very useful locator. It is just we need to wait for the right time. Once we move ahead, we will be using this tag name multiple times. So in case if you don't want to use it, we can still perform the same task with the help of XPath and CSS. But yes, we will be covering this in detail. Okay, so just a quick summary. We discussed about ID, name, class name, and today we discussed about XPath, CSS, LinkText, partial LinkText, and tag name. So till now we are only working with find element. In the upcoming videos, we will work with find elements, and it is going to be very interesting because we will be getting a list. Now we can iterate that list. We can do multiple operations. We can do assertions as well. Now here in this page, we don't have drop down, guys. Maybe I can quickly take example of drop down as well. But yeah, let's do one thing. Drop down we can cover in the next video because drop down itself is a very big topic, and we have multiple methods which we can perform on the drop down. Okay, so don't worry, drop down we will see in the next video. So guys, in case if you're new to this channel, then please hit the subscribe button, and in case if you like this video, then please like this video, share with your friends, and in case if you have any issue, let me know in the comment section and I will be happy to help you. Thank you so much guys for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.